Buon pomeriggio. For everyone entering, welcome to the House of Dharma. This is let me open the chat. This is a daily moons. This is typically for members only, but a couple of times a year during either a new moon or a full moon, I'll do it for everybody so that you guys can see what you're missing. I love the daily moons. You do not have to have, excuse me. Dab. You do not have to have Leo in your chart for this to resonate for you. Okay, the moon itself from where I sit is in the constellation of Leo. So regardless of what you have in your chart, that energy is going to come at you in one way or another. Said hi. Hello. So I love Leo time. All right, it's feisty. Happy birthday! If I give a big shout out to Miss Kim for her birthday. Well, I don't usually go live in the afternoons anymore. I'm usually at school. But we're heading into finals and classes are sporadic right now. It's Blue Day at my school, which is where the entirety of the student body gets shit-faced drunk and tries to compete in intramural sports together. And there is always one student who winds up absolutely injured. Last year it was me. Except I wasn't playing games. I was just walking down the hallway. So I'm going to come home and work and all those kids can play. It'll be fun. You guys are so sweet to each other. Okay, so Leo is it's the lion. It's spicy. It's Leo is ruled by the theater, or the theater is ruled by Leo, I guess. Good morning. Buongiorno, but it's the after, well, it's still morning. Pomeriggio. I don't think I'm saying it right. Everybody that speaks Italian is going, aye. Sorry. I'm trying to learn. You would be surprised. Like, once you fuck with that Duolingo thing for a while, I can, like, randomly just say whole sentences and shit. I found myself bitching at somebody in Italian under my breath. I'm like, oh my God. I did that. Yeah. I'm going to have some penne and bruschetta. Bruschetta. It's going to be fucking delicious. Have you had that? It's very good. You take a... Okay, everyone who's actually Italian, earmuffs, because I'm about to ruin this. Okay. They're serious about their food. Okay. It's some kind of really thick bread, like Italian bread, obviously. I like to put it on ciabatta, but that's just because they already come cut up. They come already cut up in little rolls. And you make a mixture of Roma tomatoes, seasonings, onions, garlic, olive oil, and some red wine vinaigrette. And then some people, I don't like cheese on. I don't like to eat a whole lot of cheese. It makes me feel bad. Yeah, some basil. And then you put it on top of that shit, and it is like the freshest, yummiest. It's so good. Bruschetta. You might hear it pronounced in the U.S. as bruschetta. Bruschetta. The basil. So maybe you'll be doing some foodie stuff over the Leo time. It's so good. What else do we know about things? well, new moon, we always have the discussion about where you stand on what you should do during a new moon. What is what phrase from? I do not comprehend. Oh, Basel 40, I don't know. So some folks say that on the new moon you should rest. You should rest when the moon rests. Other folks say that when the moon is new, it's time to manifest new things. So I'll tell you that from experience, I've had success with both. Manifesting on the new moon and the full moon, or resting on either. Which is crazy because typically during the new moons I sleep. Remember the new moon last month? I slept for 3 days, bro. This time, not so much. I went to bed last night late, like 11:30, because my dumbass thought I was going to get a phone call, which I did not get. Okay, so I got myself all wound up thinking that the call was going to come in. Did not. Forced myself to go to sleep, and I woke back up at 4:40. I just wake up at 4:40. It's usually like 4:44. It's usually some kind of synchronicity. Or 4:04 or 5:05 or something like that. You guys, if you're hungry, feed your body. You know what I mean? There's a huge difference between being actually hungry and just eating because you want to put food in your face. You know what I mean? Like your body will make you crave something and it's because your body wants that vitamin. I crave steak like it's my business, y'all. I'm not singing that. That Usher song came back in my head again. I don't want to hear it again anymore. So the moon doesn't actually move until Leo until like 2:30. So we are running on Cancer energy still for another 3 hours. They have this thing that they do in Italy that I'm a little bit obsessed with. They get a giant brick of cheese. Reggiano, what's it called? It's P and then R. The name of this said hi. You were craving tuna and you found out your thyroid was not working well. See what I'm saying? Iodine. Reggiano. It's G-I is John. Reggiano. Anyway, and they scoop out the middle and they make their pasta in the cheese wheel. Oh my God. I don't know how they clean it in between. I didn't get that far. I was too busy drooling. But I saw a reel or something of an Italian person getting one, and bitch, I thought they were going to cry. There was clapping and cheering, and oh my God, Parmigiano, I'm like, yay. And then they made like some kind of Alfredo in it. It's a cheesy dream. Well, I'm here for it. Everybody's hungry. We're talking about food. Parmigiano Reggiano. Listen, if you're gonna date me, you have to learn how to speak Italian. Just do it. You need some Italian penicillin. It's very, very good. You take onions, garlics, carrots, a little bit of celery. I think that's it. And you boil that in water and make yourself a broth. And then you take your veggies out and then put them in a food processor and make it into yummy vegetable mush. And then the noodles are called, what's it called? Where's my Italian friends at? What are the little bitty ones called? They look like little bitty balls. You've never had chow chow? Okay, let's go back to the States. Chow chow is fucking delicious. Pastini. Little bitty pastinis. And then you put that together and you put a little bit of olive oil on top and you have the sick person just drink it out of like a mason jar. And it fixes them. It's chow chow with soup beans. So you take pinto beans. Yeah. Well, first you got to get you a ham hock. All right. So some kind of leftover pork, if you, in a pinch, bacon will do. And you cook that in the bottom of your cast iron. It's not a skillet. It's like a saucepan. And you have to soak your beans overnight. Then you get your pan all seasoned with the pork or the bacon or whatever you put in there. And then you boil your beans in that. And while that's boiling, you make your chow chow and your cornbread. Where's Blanche at? I just ruined my own grammar. I can't stand it. Like, I don't use bad grammar. Where's Blanche at? Where is she? That girl is in the south. Her chow chow is fucking delicious. She's really good at stuff like that. Samara, just get on the chat and ask Blanche what her chow chow recipe is. It's a little bit like red beans and rice. It's just different. I mean, you're talking the south. There's a lot of different ways you can make beans. But like you go farther south into like Creole areas, that shit's gonna get spicy. Real spicy. They're gonna add crawdads and shit in there. I believe they call that gumbo. I want to have some bruschetta. Hello, John. Damn. Hi. Fuck. Somebody give that dude a gold star. Alrighty, so what do we have coming in for us during the Leo time frame? So the moon is new. You don't have to manifest. People don't have to sit around and manifest all the time. Okay, it's not always about I am a money magnet. Sometimes you can just be like, I want to be happy, and then the moon is new, and then you take on that new vibe. You know what I'm saying? Resilience. Somebody is, it feels like hiking up Everest toward a new beginning. They know it's at the top of the mountain. It's just getting there is a motherfucker. And so they are. Release again. Unexpected. Keep getting the extremes. It could be really, 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 really hot all of a sudden. Just because you leave me like you don't. Ooh, oh. There's also, There was this movie that I saw one time. I do not remember what it's called, but it's got Katherine Heigl in it. I don't know why I've been talking about her for 2 days. I just thought about it just now. It's a what do they call those? An era piece or a timepiece. It's about the Wild West. And this one scene, I mean, the movie's really, really good. It's not relevant, but the synopsis of the movie is that she goes out west, like on some Oregon Trail shit with her husband, and as soon as they get out there, her husband falls off a horse and dies. And so this is like 1875, and she's in the middle of nowhere with no money and nobody, freaking out. And this random man was like, hey, so I know that you just buried your husband like 5 minutes ago, but my daughter needs a mother, and I'll marry you right now if you will live with us through the winter. And then in the springtime, I will help you get home. And then they do, and they wind up living happily ever after. But that's not the point. The point of that movie, do you remember what that movie is called? I'm not going to address that. Anyway, during the movie, he said, that guy must have really loved you. And she said, why? And he said, because you brought all your books with you from the East Coast. And she said, so? And he said, well, because. And you know that man loved you, because if it was me on the first big hill, I would have had you throw all those books out of the back of the wagon. And it feels like, oh. And so what we are, you guys don't fight with somebody who comes in here named Hey Arnold calling themselves a cartoon character. I don't want to do the troll thing today. Just delete them. You guys are all mods. If you don't like them, push them off the plank. It's that simple. Because I believe that that's what the trolling is about. Let me say something that's raunchy enough to get everyone to talk to me. It's an attention grab thing. And we do it. They do. They get up in here and they rile us up, and we all pull out our swords, and we're all like, we're going to fucking end you, bro. And then they're like, oh my God, they just spent 20 minutes on me. That's so cool. It's so dumb. If you want fame or whatever the fuck this is, start your own channel. You will have to find some talent first. But it is possible. This is America. Just because you leave me like you know. Okay, well, however you guys want to handle that. Anyway, my point is that somebody is like, oh, if I drop the weight, it's easier to go up the hill. Oh. I mean, if you want to equate that to talking about books on a wagon, what's books? Books are knowledge. Books are things that are written, things that have already happened, right? Anyways, back to the wagon. Exactly. So what's a book? Knowledge, all the things. So then it's just, it could even be like, if you want to call books chapters of your life, and if you're carrying them with you, you know what I'm saying? Like, after you read a book, you know what happens in the book. You don't have to carry the book with you to make it be something you have read. You have a wildly functional electrical system inside of your brain that has its own AI version that will keep that shit down in there. Some amygdala shit, okay? I'm feared. I'm afeared. My point is that drop some of that weight. Drop some of that It's heavy. It could just be quite simply holding on to chapters of the past, and this new moon is asking you to release chapters of the past. They can live in you can still have them, but holding on to them and carrying them is causing weight of your uphill journey. Like this. Why the fuck is she carrying weeds? You don't think there's plants at the top of the hill, bitch? It's called propagation, okay? You take one little piece of that thing and put it in your pocket. And once you get to the top of the hill, you can replant it up there. You don't need to bring the whole damn plant. Yeah, not those kinds of weeds. Okay. So it feels like if you would just lighten your load, you could get to the top of the hill faster. We already have that, John. It's on the Raven's Nest on Facebook. Anna, you come in here every single day and say that. Are you subscribed to me just to like get in here and do the bothering? Every day. Are you still writing a book, Sass? Weren't you the one that told me you were doing that? Ooh, oh. Repent for your sins. Nikki's like, I've been waiting for that bitch all morning. Alright, so we're starting out with a King of Wands who has their heart on their sleeve. Wow, there's 3 dudes here. We 3 kings. King of Rods, King of Earth, King of Cups. 10 of Pentacles. I mean 10 of Cups. And then all this air. Lots of air. Okay, so we have the Empress at the bottom of the deck. And it could be competition for the Empress, but I doubt it. It feels like a scene where there's 10 of Cups and there's lots of laughing. And there's all of these men, like 5 men, standing around and they're having a good time. And you have one King of Swords who has 10, 14, 15, 23 swords behind them. And they might be, because I did pull it over here, the King of Swords and all these dudes over here. This could be people out having a good time. And their friends are like looking over at this King of Swords like, what is your problem? And notice how I still have the Empress just sitting here. That's what, she's their problem. Don't, stuck in the house, she don't wanna hang out. She's all I think about. Okay. 2 days. Okay, at least I'm not doing the fucking Widow at the Wake song that I sang all year last year. What are these dudes? Wheel of Fortune, the fairy tale. Support. Buddies. Homies. Established friendships. Juicy details. Friends. They're friends. And it feels like their friends are like, the fuck are you waiting for? And this King of Swords is like, with all their swords. I don't know. And it's like each one of these kings is already fully kinged out. Whole ass kingdom. And this King of Swords is still flying around. And their friends are like, what are you doing? You're whole ass magnetized. John, we already have a group. You will not be commandeering this ship. Do you understand? Go row. I drive the ship. That's how this works. Okay, we have a rogue pirate. All right, someone push him whole ass off the plank. He wants to, like, have a group and, like, hang out with us, which is fine, except that we already have that and it's protected. We all protect ourselves from all of that. Why, might I ask you, as one of the only men in here in a 98% dominated woman's world, why the fuck are you trying to get all these women to start a group with you on WhatsApp? We talked about WhatsApp. It's the land where cheaters go to land. Okay? There should be no reason why any man wants to come on here and talk to these women privately. I will eat you fucking alive. You understand? You're welcome to come to the nest, but you will be watched there as well. And as soon as you talk out of line to one of these women, we will plank you. It's called boundaries. We want respect up in here. Everybody thinks, I get guy friends all the time who are like, holy shit, your subscribers are hot. Like, it's a bunch of hot bitches. I'm like, I know. Fuck yeah, they are. And they're like, well, give me their numbers. I'm like, no. I know you as a human being. I would not recommend you to them, not the other way around. Okay? I'm just saying. Hi, Steven. You got your axe handy? Where you been, buddy? Stephen Howard is from the wolf pack here. Oops. Did I time you out, Steve? I meant to give you as a... There you go. Hi, Nun Nun. We are square. You and I are square. If anybody remembers, I fucking freaked out during the last two live streams ago because I was having a bad day, and I got on here and I said, hey, what's up? This is about to be 2 hours of bad day. And it was. And then I thought Nun Nun called me autistic, but she wrote authentic. And autocorrect had its way with things. We're square. Yeah, everybody's like, okay. Yeah, because Nun Nun's here all the time. That's why I was like, what the fuck? I hurt my feelings. But now we're square. All right, so you have all of these. So this is the moons, okay? This is not a daily. So this is one big story for the entire time frame. All right, and you have this fairy tale romance thing, and they're like, go get your swan. They might do something publicly or on the internet. This could be an Aquarius, that they just delight in the simple things. It's all very likely, whatever. But they might do something on the net. It could be that they get at you on the internet, but I don't think so. Watch me work, work, and watch me nay-nay. This is a King of Swords. As much as I think that a group of rowdy men are ridiculous for once in my life, I kind of want to be like, thank God for these dudes. Because they're all standing around going, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? That one is hot. That one's got it going on. What is wrong with you? And they're all... And it kind of feels like their friends push them to do it. And it's almost like maybe they wouldn't have done it if their friends weren't like, what's wrong with you? Maybe there's someone who needs a little bit of that. You have to go to dharmajane.com to get a private reading. Eight of Wands, the Hierophant, 10 of Pence, 10 of Cups. Just like, okay, I will. And I can hear like a bunch of like cheers, and it feels like a bunch of monkeys, and some of them stand up on a table, and another one's over there throwing up grass, and they're like, all of the clapping and go get her, bro. They're excited for their friend who is going to see a man about a lady. They're super stoked about it. And so they all right, what happens after they reach out to you? The Devil. They don't know what you're gonna say, but fate. Really? Ace of Rods. Empress, for Raj, Judgment. The Sun and the Star. 10 of Cups. The Tower. It feels like exactly what they said they were going to do, they're going to go do that. It feels like their buddies are like, the fuck are you waiting for? You could literally basically own this one. What are you doing? And it's like, well, in their brain, they're like, well, I could text them and they could come over and we could enjoy each other. And they're like, I think I do want to do that. And then they do that. Right in a land called Honolulu. Of the magic dragon. They might be tripping balls. This is not the first time. There's been people talking about mushrooms in the chat too. Maybe this is somebody who likes to do that. And you guys have this like, picture yourself in a boat on a river with tangerine trees and marmalade skies. Suddenly something quite slowly. The girl with collided. It feels like you leave there 1,000% satisfied. Hillary, ask Estelle. That is right up Estelle's alley, and I think that she is near you somehow. Oh, that would be fun. Holiday swaps. Ten of Cups, Ace of Rods. I mean, you are fucking stoked. Give me some, anything specific happened during this time frame? It's a King of Rods. They're making this judgment. This is the truth. They want to hold on to it. Six of Cups. We know all of that. Does anything happen? You guys, we can camp here. We can. We talked about it last year. I mean, there are spots to camp. We can. You just have to come here, and we need to make a day to do that. It is, I mean, if we're coming around October, it's still warmish here, but you can make like a teepee and put a fire inside of it. You know what I'm saying? And plus, if you guys, that's what I was trying to say yesterday, if somebody wants to spearhead it, because everybody's coming to hang out together, why is there no carpooling and rent sharing happening? That, coming from England and the Netherlands is far, I'm aware. All right, so all right. I mean, it feels that simple. What was the weight that we were talking about? The weight that you needed to let go of? Blocking off old relationships. Just letting go of anything that isn't working for you. Bro, I have a haunted forest. Come up here. I have that. We have that. It's available. Fuck. Everybody go get on the Raven's Nest, which is on Facebook, and for the love of God, somebody spearhead this shit. Everyone wants to get together, and all we do is talk about when. Let's make it a thing. I'm busy. Half my fucking subscribers are like, I'm in South Africa. Bitch, get on a boat. Swim. Can you swim? Swim harder. All right, anything else happened during this time frame? different cards. Any kind of like action that we can... Just feels really simple. Like, go and get her, dude. And then they go and get her, dude. It really does feel that simple. King of Pence. Nine of Cups. Ace of Pence. Feels like the reason that this King of Swords has so many fucking swords around them is because they had been out doing some rotten shit. I mean, if you want to call it rotten shit, I kind of want to be like, because if they're a single person, which means that they're not technically required to be sovereign to anyone or to be like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not, but they've been out kind of testing around, testing the waters, whatever, and they have, like, fucking guilt. They are a little, guilt isn't the right word either. It just feels like when they come at this Empress, they know that she knows. And that's why, and all their friends are like, dude, that one is not going to reject you. Will you fucking stop? And they're like, true. And so they kind of like come up like Ace of Pence. I'll make love to you like you want me to, and I'll hold you tight, baby, all through the night. I'll make love to you. And somebody's cup runneth over, and I will not let go till you tell me to. It feels like that's what they're going for. Okay? Their dudes are like, go get that one and have your way with it. And that's what their plan is, except the L word is getting tossed around. And the I miss them is getting tossed around. And this one will always forgive me. That's kind of a huge fucking deal, is getting tossed around. It just feels like your interaction with this one is different this time because they actually want to hang out. They're just in a good mood. Nine of Cups, the Empress, Wheel of Fortune. They probably have been doing the releasing thing too. Because this energy is for everyone. They're like, oh, I need to release those books. Then they do, and they probably go out and start drinking over it. because they are letting it go, but it makes them sad. And their friends are like, go get your girl. What the fuck are you doing? And they're like, yeah, I will. And so they do. Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, Ten of Cups, the Star. And you wind up feeling very, very whole. Anything happen at the very end? Three of Swords. Wow. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. All of a sudden I got really like, wow, because it kind of feels like you have this wonderful evening and they're all being everything that you want, and then the next day you drive past their house and they have somebody over there. Like, my heart just sank all the way to the floor. Why the fuck would someone do that to you? Maybe that's just one of those things you need to release. Because that's fucking, I mean, I saw that in the cards. And I can feel my own heart, like, pounding out of my chest. That is some callous, crazy, disrespectful shit right there. To, like, wholly spend the night with somebody and then the very next day be like, next. Knowing that the person you just spent the night with can fucking see that. That is some extremely callous. I want to fucking cry. That hasn't even happened yet and I already want to cry. Part of me wants to be like, well, if that's the way things are going to be, maybe when their fucking stupid ape friends tell them to go grab you up and bend you over, that maybe you say no. Right, then they turn around and they're like, what? You're just a friend. Okay, no, you don't. You don't do that to the bodies of your friends. That's not how that works. I almost wish I didn't pull those last couple cards because now I'm like, everybody run. I don't know what to say. Everybody's like, can we get a mulligan? I don't know if we can get a mulligan on that. Well, everybody's talking about run, 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 but like, what if like you don't know who it is that's over there? I heard, yeah, you do. Everybody's like, go stick it in the fuck it bucket. I don't think you can stick a soul contract in the fuck it bucket. I think when a soul contract burns you, you burn from the inside out. Well, he's talking about God's rejection is protection. It's not rejection. It's like the night before this person has you in fucking seventh heaven, and then less than 24 hours later, they're getting somebody else to go to seventh heaven with. It didn't feel like rejection. It felt like, what do they call that? Well, you're saying make love anyway. That's not love. It's humiliating. That's right. That's the word we're looking for. Colby's like, I would never do that. I know, Colby. Wow. Wow. I feel totally defeated now. Well, I guess have fun with that. Gonna have your fucking heart ripped out of your chest over this new moon. That's great. Colby, I put the thing into the Jeep and the Jeep said TCM and ECM don't want to talk to each other anymore. And I don't know what that means. Yeah, that checks out. All that shit got cut. So I'm gonna get rid of Chevalier. Well, I'll video chat you and show it. Not that it's gonna like fix it. You're gonna come from Oregon and fix my shit. Doubt it. Thanks for odds. Alright, well, I'm gonna leave that there. I feel totally defeated and like I wanna go lay in the bed and fucking cry now. So, yay for that. Where's the dog? Can you go let him in from wherever he's barking, please? It's not like boo hoo hoo hoo. It's like that's fucking, if that actually happens to somebody, okay, if this whole scenario actually happens for somebody, I'm so, like, my heart is sad for you. Because it feels very cold and very callous and very uncaring. And I kind of want to be like, that was the card for how we were going to be leaving, was Three of Swords. Like, we're going to come back after the new moon all fucking kind of upset. Because it feels like everything that I just said. You think things are going to go one way and everything is going great, and then the next day you see them doing the same thing with somebody else, and you're just like, I don't know. Saber raft, ride a guide. Stephen. Yeah, I might. Emperor. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Yeah. She said this happened to me in December and I've been by myself ever since. Yeah. I don't think that I would ever want to fuck with another person again if I had to experience what I just read in the cards. If somebody's willing to do that to you, it feels like a huge slap in the face. And now I am afeared. We're all like, we're all scared. So turn off your phones and turn on a good binge show and just like do spring cleaning or something because this is crazy. Well, if you keep like letting this person come around and they keep doing that, then who's the one that deserves slapped? Colby would like for all of us to, instead of camping, to rent the NASCAR racetrack so that we can drive on it. I prefer to be in the woods. Hello, Lord Grimm. All right, we'll call it a day at that. I love you guys so much, and I'm gonna go and think about what we've done here. That's what I'm gonna go do. I love you guys so much. Till next time, bye.